The Big Breakfast.
Imagine one show
with guests like Coronation Street, Simon Gregson, and the Master of Shakespeare, Sir Ian McKellen.
Then imagine a guest presenter!
Like the lovely Julia Carter.
Yeah!
You'd only be thinking of one show.
I dream of watching
The Big Breakfast!
Big Breakfast!
Big Breakfast!
Enter another dimension of the galaxy, a space station in an imperfect universe, the last best hope for freedom. Can life ever be the same again? The struggle continues. Babylon 5, Sundays at 1800 hours and 05 minutes on Channel 4.
Channel 4, actually.
Come on in.
Des!
Hi.
How are you?
See you at last. Okay,
God, it's
Chris.
good. Thanks for coming on the show.
Well, it's a pleasure, I hope.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay.
Des,
What?
could you do us a favour?
Go on.
Just for me, could you do one of your ad-libs now, just like, so I can learn, I can continue to learn.
What do you mean?
Concise,
What,
succinct. Now, just tell me, just for me.
Well, that's...
Just anything off the top of your head.
That's a sort of TV thing, Chris.
Well, there's a camera. Imagine you're on
Yeah, I
TV.
know,
Oh,
but-
please, Des.
Well, like what, you know?
Oh, just something off the cuff, please.
Something off the cuff.
Des, you're not, mate. You're disappointing.
Well,
You're not as good as I thought. It's all an autocue, isn't it? That's what it is.
let me tell you something about this guy, Chris Evans. He's an iconoclast with a very sharp mind indeed. Now, I don't want to patronize you, but if you don't know what iconoclast means, watch the show very carefully, then look up the word. You'll know exactly what I'm saying.
Yes! Rugrats. Here we go, TFI Friday, where we wear the clothes, we take the clothes, and we do the shows that others think impossible. But once again, they've got to think again, because tonight's menu looks like this. Des Lynam, Andy Cole, Blur, Bjork, and Elvis Costello, and the attractions.
The party's over, your time is up. You've had your last pointless teardrop washed down in that broken coffee cup. This magic moment concludes when that cigarette ends. Did you get what you wanted? Well, I suppose that depends. Well, I suppose that depends. If you go, your passion is squandered and money is spent. It's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time. You must see it's time that you win. You must see it's time that you win. Our brief acquaintance is such a mistake. Now it seems more like a sentence or something you always had to fake.
up on the show later, more Elvis Costello. And you can't get enough Elvis Costello. Now, there's so much to do on tonight's show, so many guests. I've got to close these windows because they're throwing the lighting out. I just know they are. Excuse me, I won't be a second. But before we carry on, I've just got to check. This is not a bit. I really did forget to close those, and they are affecting the lighting. Thanks, Will. Thanks for noticing, mate, because I've got nothing to do. No, Anyway, moving on. Just before we start the show, is there anything I've forgotten? No, I think everything's in order. Bjork's on the way, Blair and Nicole, and Des Lynam's going to be here. But the words I'd really love to be saying now are, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael Barrymore. No. I'd love to be saying those words, but try as we might, Michael would not come on the show this week. He just wouldn't come on. He's been going on all these nitwit shows, pretending to be mad, saying that he's mad, saying that he's lost it. He's not lost it. Michael, you should have come on this show. You should have come on. You should have had a laugh. We could have relaunched your career. It's not a problem. And if you don't believe that we've tried to get him on, just watch this. Look at this.
Hi, I'm calling from TFI Friday. We'd like to book Michael Barrymore.
Take these to Michael Barrymore as quickly as possible. Well?
Not a chance. He just won't come on.
Hello, I'm trying to get in touch with Michael Barrymore.
Has anyone got any bright ideas?
I don't know, does he like chocolate?
So what else does he like?
Any luck? Any luck? He won't even consider it.
See? We tried. We really tried. That may have seemed in jest, but I can tell you there was a lot of truth that went on there as well. So why won't he come on? I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. He goes on other shows, he does articles in newspapers, and I suppose it's his choice. Or is it somebody else making the choices for him? We get on every time we've met. I'm not joking. This is not a bit. We do get on every time we've met, and I really would like you to come on the show, Michael. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out why he wouldn't come on the show. And then we went over for a breakfast this morning, and the guy from the Odd Spot Cafe, and the Odd Spot Cafe's over there, his name's Josh. He runs the cafe. And this is Josh. There is Josh. What a cool guy. Does the best £2.25 full English breakfast there are. He came up with the answer. He came up with it. And this is what he said, and this is why he won't come on.
That Michael Barrymore just isn't funny anymore.
Did you hear that, Michael? Is that why you won't come on? Josh, say it again.
That Michael Barrymore just isn't funny anymore.
I think just one more time, Josh.
Michael Barrymore just isn't funny anymore.
See, Michael, nobody cares if you're gay, but we do care if you're not funny. Come on the show and be funny, please. Now, if you've forgotten what funny is, our good old friend Ronnie Fraser, classical actor, former Lord of Love, can do funny things. Here's Ronnie reminding Michael what's funny. Can that go on for? Go back, let's see what's going on. Oh dear. Flaming hats. Now that's funny. Our first guest that is here, so full of life. Her hiccups give off sparks. She's a poet, performer and pop priestess, and possibly the woman currently at the top of her tree. Please welcome Bjork. How are you, Bjork?
I'm very fine, thank you. Very fine.
Do you think the man with his hat on fire is funny?
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it?
From a certain angle.
All right.
I'm still learning about them English, you see. So,
right.
So you have to, you know, be patient with me.
That's funny as far as we're concerned.
Okay, then. I'll note that down.
Okay.
I'll put that down in my book.
Now, have you got a book? You're not here to talk about a book, are you?
What?
You're not here to talk about a book, are you?
No,
Okay.
no way.
Now, you're not going to get angry tonight, are you?
I worked it out.
Yeah?
I looked at my book.
Oh, no.
That I'm not going to talk about tonight.
Right.
And I saw in my book I get angry once every 7 years.
Right.
So next time is the year 2003.
So we're all right tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just stay away from me.
Okay, but I hear you like champagne and oysters.
I do like oysters.
Okay, well, I want to calm you down and I want you to be in a good mood, so I've got you some oysters here.
Oh, that's so sweet.
There you go. There you go, and they're all ready to go.
Oh, you're very, very sweet.
Bit of Tabasco, there you go.
That's
Be careful with that knife, won't you?
I promise. 2003, 2003.
You like champagne? Yeah, there you go, some freshly chilled champagne.
How did you know?
I did my research and,
Who told you?
If you're thirsty, because it's getting warmer, isn't it?
Oh,
there you are. That's
that
all
is
for you.
just so touching.
It's all right.
I'm chuffed now.
Are you?
Yeah, very chuffed.
Oh, cool. Now, you have said that as far as sex goes, you're outrageously greedy sexually. Is that right? Because if it is, I want to know, how greedy have you been this week?
You get me straight from chuffed to blushed.
Shall I take the oysters away, or will you need them, do you think, for later?
It's like, we're greedy. You see, these days I'm romantic, you see.
Yeah.
I used to be greedy.
Okay. But you can still be greedy for romance, can't you?
You think so?
Yeah, I think you
I think it's when your heart is all dusty and old and starving, that's when you get greedy, isn't it?
Isn't she cute? You are the cutest star we've ever had on here, apart from Des Lynam, who's coming up later, who's very cute.
Well, you'll introduce me to him as well.
Yeah.
He's teaching me all about England, about comedians
You'd
and
like
everything.
him. He's the perfect English gent.
Yeah?
Yeah. But he's a bit of a sly old fox, so you've got to watch him.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, what makes you cry?
Well, I love music so much, and
Yeah.
that's definitely like my obsession. So music definitely. Like, a good song, yes.
What makes you angry?
I thought I had that sorted out earlier, but because of that incident that we all know about.
The
and all
Bangkok
that,
airport incident, yeah.
I think it's when people attack my loved ones.
Right.
I get very defensive. And I get out this monster that I didn't even know that was there.
No, it's fine. I'm sure
we
it's
should
under
keep it
there
there,
somewhere.
right?
Yeah.
So keep it there.
Yeah, keep it down there, absolutely. Sit on the monster.
I'll sit on it, very tight.
That'd be good.
With champagne in my glass and
Okay.
Tabasco just in case.
Would you like a sip of that? Have you had a sip? Is it any good?
That's just...
Okay, that's it. Oh, lovely. Now, you know the incident at the Bangkok airport?
Yeah.
We've got the film of that, but I'm not going to show it unless, if you mind, I'm not going to show it. Do you mind if we show that film? It's up to you, completely.
I've got nothing to hide, you see, but I haven't even seen it myself.
Would you like to see it?
Will it get me really upset?
I don't know, and
After
I don't...
being chuffed, blushed, and...
It's up to you. If you want to see it, we've got it. Would you like to see it?
Go on then.
Okay.
You prepared me.
This is a reporter,
Okay.
and Bjork's just got off a plane at Bangkok airport, and something went on, and I don't know what, but we'll find out after we've seen the incident.
Thank you, and welcome to Bangkok.
Was that the monster you were talking about?
I think so.
The monster came out really big time then?
Yeah, and I was just watching like the rest of the people.
Oh, you were out of yourself?
Well, it was a bit of out of experience, I have to say so.
Right. So
you better enjoy this because they only happen once every 7 years, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, cool. But what did she say to you?
Well, basically, they all started talking to me. There was like 9 TV channels with 4 people in each TV channel, so that makes about 40, 36 to be precise.
Too many, all against you.
Too many. They're all there, you're not expecting them, and they ask you all these questions, and you be all polite, and you go, listen, come tomorrow and I'll do a proper interview with that.
Right.
And they won't listen, and they start talking like live on TV. They go, oh, she's too arrogant, she hasn't got any time for us because she's a pop star from Europe and all that thing. And I was just polite, and I went like, and then, guess what they did then?
Don't know, but
they went started talking to my son.
Oh, that's not fair.
And they started, oh, it's really difficult to be son of a pop star, isn't it? Ooh.
So you beat the
it's a
crap
very
out of her.
difficult life.
Do it, girl. Don't bring the kids into it. Yeah? I've got to ask you one more question, because you're with Goldie, of course, your gorgeous boyfriend. He gave you a Brit Award, didn't he, on the Brits? He flew out and gave you a Brit Award.
Yeah.
There's talk of marriage. Are you going to get married to Goldie?
You got me so many tasks tonight. I'm very busy. I have still even started the oysters.
Okay, then. Is that an I don't know, or is that a yes or a no? You can abstain if you like. You can say I don't know.
It's the best thing ever, I can tell you that.
Okay, that'll do for now, won't it? Can you do us a favour? You're going to do your new single for us.
Okay, then.
But we're rushed for time. Can you run downstairs?
Yes,
okay,
very much.
this is
Will
Bjork.
I get this later?
Yes, I'll save it for you. Bjork, and I miss you. Here she goes.
get so impatient. I couldn't stand the wait. When will I get my car to? Who are you? I know by now that you'll arrive. Oh, by the time I stop waiting.
Bjork! Bjork!
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bjork! What a performance! Coming soon on this show, don't go away. On TFI Friday, Blur, Elvis Costello is back, Andy Cole, Des Lynam, and by the way, happy birthday, Mark. The show. Don't you feel like summer's here? Yeah. So warm in the bar tonight. A top high of 61 degrees. That's what tonight is. Now you've heard Bjork, still to come, Elvis Costello. We've got Andy Cole on the show. We've got Blur on the show in just a second or two. And Des Lynam's going to be here, Dr. Des. And Cheryl will be here too. But before all that, all night tonight, we're reminding Michael Barrymore, who we now call Michael Barry, not so funny anymore, what's funny. And what's funny as far as we're concerned is Ronnie and his flaming hat. No, you can't do that. You can't keep doing that. You've got to come up with something else. We'll try again later. Now, Andy Cole's on the show in a while or two, but he's not the only footballer on tonight's show, because here's another footballer scoring a goal at Wembley. Take a look at this. The name of the guy who scored that great goal with his left foot, and he's a right-footed player, is Damon Albarn. The name of his band is Blur, and the name of their brand new single is Charmless Man.
I met him in a crowded room where people go to drink away their gloom. He sat me down, and so began the story of a charmless man, educated the expensive way. He knows his claret from his Beaujolais. I think he'd like to have been Ronnie Cray, but then nature didn't make it that way. He went na 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 na. He talks that speed, he gets those blues, he doesn't see. His days are tumbling down upon him, and yes he tries so hard to ease. He's just so keen for you to listen, but no one listening. When you put it all together, there's a model of a charmless man. Na 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 na. He knows the swingers and they cover him. Says he can get him anywhere for free. I began to go a little cross-eyed, and from his charmless man I just had to hide. He went na 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 na. He thinks his educated air, those family shows will protect him. You'll respect him, and yes he tries so hard to please. He's just so keen for you to listen, but no one's listening. We'll put it all together. He's a model of a charmless man. He does as good as he can.
Cheers.
Good morning, Clint. Good morning, Jack. Lammy pie.
Darling, will you stop calling me Lammy Pie?
Well, Chris, everybody on the radio calls you Lammy pie.
Well, I know they do, but this is real life.
Wait, Bob, can you work into this?
Of course you're right, sweetheart.
I know.
I'm so stupid and you're so smart.
I know. Well, there she is, little old Cher. I'm glad we could give her a bit of work. That's what I can say. It's TFI Friday here on Channel 4. I'm a bit nervous now about interviewing the next guest on the show, because now and again this job's, you know, sometimes hard, not very often, but whenever it's hard, when a night like tonight occurs, it's just all worthwhile. Can I have a drum roll, please? The name of the next guy is Des. 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 I can come up, can I now?
Where did you get those pictures from?
Oh, we've got worse than that to come.
Oh, no.
And we've got 15 minutes to do it because I've just dropped the bar debate because we want to get all the
Do you
jokes
know
in.
what iconoclast means?
Iconoclastic?
Yes.
Individual?
No, it means a breaker of rules, or it's come to be known as a breaker of rules.
Really?
Which is what you do. So you get up in the broadcast and close the window. Fantastic. I only wish I'd ever thought of that.
Well, first of all, you've got to get a window behind your match of the day.
I know.
You can't do
But
it.
you've got an audience. So you've got an audience, and you work with the audience. Wonderful stuff.
Do you like
Fantastic.
that?
Oh, I'd love to have done a show like this.
Really?
Oh,
There's still time, Desmond.
No, what, for geriatrics, you mean?
No, I think so, Des, as far as we're concerned, you're the governor. Yeah. You are the governor in television, sport, but just generally, you are the Clint Eastwood of the BBC.
I wish I had his money. Yeah.
That's what I always say about people when they recognise me in the street and they say, "Are you Chris Evans?" And I say, "No, but I wish I had his money." The great thing is I do.
Yeah. I've heard you do. I'm envious of that as well. Anyway.
We think you're the governor. Who do you think's the governor in television?
I think you're good.
Yeah, but, you know...
I seriously do. Now, I'll tell you why.
Oh, no.
I'll tell you why. Listen, I wouldn't bother to get round you. I'm getting paid anyway.
No, I know.
Listen, I think you're good because you break the rules and you do what you like. You don't have a fear. You're not nervous. I've always had a bit of nerve, a little bit of edge. And also, if you say something funny, they laugh. If I say something funny in the studio, you know... Nothing, because the cameraman's writing a novel and the sound man's asleep, you know, and all that kind of stuff.
Know,
so who am I talking to? Myself, usually.
Well, Trevor Brookin and Gary Lineker, they're not renowned for the senses of humour.
You're with me.
With you all the way. But, I mean, of the older school, I mean, who did you look up to in TV? Because you started off, you were a print journalist, weren't you?
Yes.
But,
yeah.
I mean, in TV...
Local radio, I started.
Was David Coleman the governor then? Was he the man in charge?
He was the man in charge, yeah. He's been brilliant down the years, especially at calling races, you know, track and field. Yeah. Absolutely a master of it. Nobody can touch it.
Who was cool on TV? Who was cool and good? Was he cool?
Well, Richard Dimbleby was the master.
Yeah?
Going back into the 60s, and of course his sons are good at the business as well, but he was an absolute master.
Haven't they got his head?
He could just look at a script and do it absolutely to the camera, and it wasn't sort of fun type stuff. This was serious politics with all sorts of meanings and nuances and all this kind of stuff, and he could do it like that without notes very much, without autocue or anything else. And he was brilliant.
So he was the governor.
He also had a wonderful voice. He was the governor.
Okay.
For me.
You've got a wonderful voice.
Well,
we talked on the phone last night. I was at my house, you were at your house. Yeah. And I was so excited, and I ran over to the phone, I said, "Des, how are you?" And what did you say?
Hi, top man.
I go over and I say, "Des, how are you?" You go, "Hi, top man." And I think, I've got to carry on the conversation now. What am I going to do? I'm not quite sure.
Mutual admiration.
Now, tonight, you're not as cool as normal because you've worn trousers for my TV show.
What are we getting onto?
Well, you see, what we're getting onto is normally you wear jeans, don't you? Because your legs aren't seen.
I quite often wear jeans, yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
Well,
How do you know this?
Well, we've got the latest footage of Sports Night from Wednesday. We phoned them up. Could you do us a favour? Could you get Des in his jeans? Look at this. This is from Wednesday.
I would say that's the way to do it. Just do... I'll be putting this on. Just do that. I'm putting the jacket on and you've got the jeans there. Yeah.
Why didn't you wear the jeans tonight?
They don't even fit well.
No, I think they're cool. Are they?
I don't think about it. I wear the jeans or I wear the pants, whatever. You know, it doesn't matter very much. You know.
I don't want to know about your pants.
I do.
See, straight away.
Pants American. Trousers.
Well, you are cool. You're cool. You're professional. You're the governor, and you're a ladies' man, Des.
How can you get me introduced to Cher?
Well, I can sort that out. That's not a problem. But the first thing I do is tell her that your anagram, your name rather, is an anagram of ladies' men.
Hey! Is that right?
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
It is right.
It isn't. It can't be because there's no I in my name.
No, ladies, L-A-D-Y apostrophe S.
I
mean, it's not grammatically perfect, but it's not bad, is it? It'll still do for the next question that I've got. You've covered football, you know, golf, boxing, but you also cover tennis. Yeah. And who did you say was the sexiest tennis player you've ever seen when you were asked?
Oh, I was asked that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and she was a Dutch lady.
That's right.
From way back in the
From
60s.
Holland.
Yeah, they are. Mostly are. Yeah. Most of them are. And God, I can't think of her name. Isn't that embarrassing at the moment?
Julie Salome.
Salome.
Was it
That's
Salome?
right, Julie Salome. You're quite right. You got something right.
Yeah, no, he's good. Well, you've just been chastised by Des Lynam. He's the governor. How do you feel, mate?
Julie Salome, she won Junior Wimbledon in the 60s.
1967, you saw.
She was a dreamboat.
And you fancied her so much then, didn't you? Isn't it bizarre?
She was very pretty.
Isn't it bizarre that, isn't it a strange coincidence that 1967, that the year of the woman you fancy most in tennis, was also the year they wore short skirts for the first time? Now, isn't that a coincidence?
Might have had something to do with it.
Okay, well, here's a picture of her in 1967. She's beautiful.
Hey! She was pretty all right.
Yeah, well.
Good player, too, by
Do you know what she looks like now?
No.
Well, we got a photograph of her. We haven't got her here. Here she is now. What do you think of her now?
Well, she's still very, very nice, isn't she?
She's very, very attractive.
Very nice indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not a child anymore, but she's beautiful.
See, now, we all got what he meant there, but you can't complain about what he said, because he said it just so coolly. If your moustache fell off, right, or your hair fell out, right, or Jimmy...
It is beginning to.
I know,
Yeah,
or Jimmy Hill signed another contract for the BBC, which would be the worst?
Now, listen, Jimmy's great.
I'm not saying he's not.
Jimmy's great. I love working with Jimmy.
Moustache, hair, or Jimmy? Come on, the answer to the question.
I could work with all three.
But could you work without any one of them?
I could work without them all and with them all.
You think so?
Yeah.
Without hair or a moustache?
Yeah.
Yes, you wouldn't be the same then. You wouldn't have
Of
that
course I
silver
wouldn't be the
glint
same.
here.
You wouldn't be the same without glasses and a green jacket, but I mean, you know.
That's fair enough,
Yeah.
absolutely. You wouldn't get the Jamesons ads, though, would you, if you were
Logically,
baldy?
what?
You wouldn't get the Jamesons ads if you were a baldy.
Why not? Don't they have all people doing adverts? Of course they do.
No, they don't.
Of course they do. Yul Brynner, what about him? He did adverts?
He's dead.
Well, he is now, but... He wasn't when he did the ads. At least I don't think so. Yeah.
All right, now listen, Des, it's obviously late for you, right? So we don't want to keep you up much longer, but... now, because you're working tomorrow, obviously. Why is it that Alex Ferguson is on Match of the Day more than you are nowadays? Because you've not been on for ages. What are you doing?
I had a couple of... we were doing a programme about the Olympic Games, the history of the Olympics. Did you all catch it on BBC Two? It was only 2¼ hours. It's a fantastic history, and I was going around doing links in various places like Berlin and Atlanta.
Last week on Match of the Day, they had Ray Stubbs, who's all right. I mean, he's not the governor at all. But they didn't
broadcaster.
They didn't even have two pundits. They only had Ray Stubbs and Trevor Brooking. Was that the cheat week?
Well, I think Hanson's playing golf or something, you know, that's the yeah.
But you're back tomorrow, aren't you?
No.
No.
We don't have a show tomorrow. I'll tell you why. Because England are playing on Wednesday, so there's no premiership.
I do apologise.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You've timed it just right, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is it? This is the only thing you're doing for a while?
This is it. Up in the bar for 3 hours afterwards.
Des is staying, thank heaven.
No worries.
Now, I want to know about the jobs you've turned down, because I know for a fact you've turned down Crime Watch, you turned down a Wogan-style chat show, you did the pilot for They Think It's All Over, but you didn't like it in the end. Is that right?
Correct. I didn't think I was any good at it.
Oh, come on.
No, seriously, I didn't. It wasn't right for it. This boy does it now. What's his name? Nick Hancock.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Perfect for the show. It needs a little bit of off-the-wall
But
stuff, you know. I can't do that. I'm too kind of...
I know for a fact at the BBC, though, I mean, they don't pay an awful lot of money. You were offered, you know, literally £500,000 to go and work at GMTV. I mean, is it something about the BBC? Do you just love it to death?
Love the BBC. They looked after me. I look after them. That's
Simple
the way
as
it
that.
goes. Yeah.
Now,
Also, who can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and have face powder put on your face?
Exactly. Well, bought me a house in the country, Des, I have to tell you. Now, you don't have an agent, do you?
I don't have an agent.
Why not?
What, is this an offer?
No.
Do you think you can do something for me?
I think maybe, but why don't you have an agent?
I'm too mean to pay him. No, I'll tell you why. I've always had quite long-term contracts with the BBC. They've been very kind to me. What do I need an agent for?
Well, because they make you a fortune, don't they?
Do they? Well, who needs a fortune?
Well, I called some agents up today and asked them if Des Lynam came, would they represent you? IMG, massive agency, said we'd be delighted to represent Des Lynam, but first we'd need to know how does he do that. They were trying to be funny, so we'll cross them off, right?
That's why I'm not with them.
Leave the humour to Des. Noel Gay, who are a huge agency, said we'd love to look after such a diverse and eclectic talent as Des Lynam. ICM, International Creative Management, said we would love to represent Des Lynam. Concise and succinct, to the point. You like that?
I do, but shall I tell you what all this means?
What?
They would love to have 20% of it.
10%. ICM at 10%.
Really?
And they make you more than that in negotiation.
You sure?
And I know how much you got paid for how did they do that, and they could have got you a lot more.
Is that right?
Yeah. I know, exactly. Come here.
You must be joking. That proves a point. You don't know how much I got.
All right, okay. Maybe so. Maybe that
I
is
wouldn't
true.
cross the road for that except to come on your show.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you. But you do strange jobs, because are you the Freeman's catalogue model? Is that true?
I've never been a Freeman's... Can't even say it. Come on, mate. A Freeman's catalogue model. I introduced the sports pages for them a few years ago.
Well,
and all I did was have one photograph taken that says this stuff's good.
Okay, well, what does this picture say? Is this a Freeman's model or not?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I didn't have an agent for that either.
No. I don't know. I haven't got a clue how much you got paid for that. Now, well, good. As always. Now, there's a rumour, this may not be true either, but put me right, that your contract at the BBC, your current contract, is up next year.
This year?
This year.
Yeah.
And now there are rumours flying around that you're not going to re-sign. True or false?
Oh, absolutely not true.
I'm
not saying I will resign. I'm not saying I won't. Listen, you don't negotiate by saying, yeah, I'm going to come back to you boys and you pay me what you think, or I might go elsewhere and you pay me what you think. When the BBC want to sit down and talk about a contract to me, if they ever get round to it...
No, you just said you don't negotiate on the air. What was that?
If they ever get round to sitting down and talking business, we'll talk business.
Okay, would you ever work for Sky?
Would you?
Should we talk about it later?
Like the man said, never say never.
Oh, okay. Now, look, if you were able to leave the BBC, I'm sure they'd do one of those tributes that you do to sportsmen so well on your programmes. So we've done a little Des tribute for you. Des, you are the governor, and this is why.
Good evening. Despite the weather, we have two cracking FA Cup ties for you tonight. Good evening. Anyone who knows football would recognise the current FA Cup. Hello, Grandstand today moves into its springtime phase. Listen. I've got one or two rackets I'd like to get you interested in today. If you're a football fan, this is the place to be today. Millwall. Come on, you're in with us.
Tell me, Frank can win, Des?
Frank can win, Harry. Where's that medal?
I left it at home.
Chris, get it sorted. It's a live show, for heaven's sake.
You didn't leave it at home. He went back with my bag.
Don't be silly. You've got it there somewhere, haven't you?
No.
Of course, you sit in the posh seats, don't you, down at Swindon, I suppose, and they're all padded for you. Go on, show us.
I haven't got it.
I think he's teasing us. And if anybody needs more control, it's me. But look at this, fooling around earlier. Nice, but don't give up the day job. Mike Tyson took only 91 seconds to knock out the previously unbeaten Michael Spinks.
Mike's from Ladbrokes, of course. What happens to all the punters' money? Mine.
Enjoy the latest chapter of that story with us. Bye-bye. So time to sleep, a chance to dream. Good night. Good night. There you are.
I've got it in there somewhere.
Huh? There it is. Good night to you.
It's not bad, is it? It's not bad at all, is it?
You know that walking through the tumbleweed was a preview of the first Tyson-Bruno fight, and Harry Carpenter was the gunfighter at the other end. Harry is a gunfighter, and as he walked towards me, his trigger finger got itchy. Harry Carpenter.
And he shot you? No. Right. That's very funny, Des. Now, you got your Haagen-Dazs rum and raisin ice cream, because I know you love it. It's not available in Britain anymore, so we've flown some in from France. That's for you. And also, I just want to show you one more picture. Look at this. Okay, Des, we've got a leather jacket for you here. Okay, just hold that a second. Leather jacket for you. And we've got some Bakelite headphones. Okay. And we've got these great albums that are just stuck together like this for you. Right? And we've also got a radio studio over there in the other side of the bar. Right. Would you recreate that shot for us after the break?
Sure, of course I will. No
Des Lynam, ladies and gentlemen, there you are. The governor, in just 3 minutes, it's Andy and Elvis, otherwise known as Cole and Costello. Stay in your seats. Desmond Lynam and TFI Friday. On next week's show, what have we got on next week's show? Next week's show, we've got more Elvis Costello on that. No, that's tonight. Richard E. Grant on next week's show. The Cure, Sleeper, and Zig and Zag on next week's show. So we're looking forward to that. But still on tonight's show, Andy Cole in just a second. But all right, tonight we're reminding Michael Barrymore. All right? Don't think so. Of what's funny, and here's Ronnie with his flaming hat at the bar now. Now, the mission of our show, this show and every week, is to launch the whole of Britain in the best weekend possible mood. Do you agree? Yes, I think so. This is why our last guest is both a pleasure and a challenge. His team, Man United, top of the league, but everybody's on this guy's back. That's why now on TFI Friday, it's time to cheer up Andy Cole. It's Andy Cole here. Andy, thanks for coming on the show. No problem. How are you?
Fine, thank you very much.
Are you enjoying the show so far?
I am, yeah. Good laugh.
A good laugh? Have you met Des before?
No, I haven't, to be honest.
Des is the governor. That's what we like to call him. Yeah. Can you tell us, please, Andy, what Peter Schmeichel says when he's shouting at everyone?
I don't think I can repeat on the show, to be honest.
He really has a go at people all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, but you get used to it.
Do you ever get sick of him?
Goes in here, goes out there.
Pete, if you're watching, goes in here, goes out there. Don't bother. Get less stressed. He's too stressed out, Schmeichel, isn't he? No question about it. Do you ever shout at people on the pitch?
No.
Never? You never? With your teammates, you've never said, Giggsy, I was here for you, mate?
Yeah, I do, but not the extent that Peter Schmeichel does it.
No.
A bit more low-keyed.
He overshadows everyone.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I think so. Are you having a nightmare at the moment, or are you happy? Tell me the truth.
You put me on the spot there?
No, well, you know, I just want to know. I just want to know if you're having a good time or not. Is it getting to you?
I'm having a great time at Manchester United. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Personally, not as well as I'd liked it to be, but I'm not complaining because we're top of the league. Great chance to win the league and FA Cup final, so I can't complain.
So you're happy?
Extremely.
Generally happy?
Very.
And the people who are getting on your back can sod off as far as you're concerned?
To be honest, half of them who are on my back can't play football.
Exactly. Enough said. You've said that you're going to score 2 goals in the FA Cup final.
Did I?
Yeah, you were quoted as saying that. You still going to do that?
Did you quote me?
Well, I just quoted you now. Did you say that?
I can't remember saying it now.
Oh. Do you think you're going to score in the FA Cup final?
I'd love to score in the FA Cup final, if selected.
If selected? All right, then it's a very difficult team to get in. You were taken off on Wednesday. How do you feel about that?
Obviously, I'm disappointed, but to be honest, the manager took me off and we still won, so I'm delighted.
So you're just delighted for the team, for the club?
Yeah, it's a team game.
Most famous team in the world, of course. Now, we've got 2 clips to show you here. We've got to be quick because we've got so much to fit in before we go off the air. We've either got the brand new Man United song, which isn't great, is it? I mean, let's be honest. Or your favourite goal. It's up to you. Which do you want to see?
I love my favourite goal, but
Okay.
I'm not going to put the song there.
Well, I'm sorry, we're going to have to show a bit of the United song. Here we go. It's called Move, Move, Move. Let's have a look at
Guys, the reaction.
There. Were you happy in the studio?
No, not really.
You have to do one every year, don't you?
Keep getting there, yeah.
And they always get in the top 10 as well. We've got to listen to them on the radio. I can't believe it. Your favourite goal was for Newcastle, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Could you tell us what year it's from?
A couple of seasons ago.
A couple of seasons ago?
Yeah.
Well, what was the date?
September.
September, OK. This is Andy's favourite goal for Newcastle.
Beresford wins it in the end, and here is Andy Cole. The angle was difficult, and my goodness me, it didn't matter, did it? The finish was absolute electricity from Andy Cole. There is no stopping him. Were you watching Terry Venables?
Does it still smell as good as ever? Yeah?
Definitely.
Still get you excited?
Oh, yeah.
Is that definitely the best one you've scored?
I haven't scored too many of these seasons, so I'm going to go for that.
Do you score loads of goals in training and it really gets to you?
Is that when I score spectacular ones in training?
I don't know. Do you score a lot in training? You think, oh, God, I've scored 20 this Thursday. Nobody's going to believe me.
Happens every week for me, that.
Now, listen, before you go, I've been told that Alex Ferguson has said, your manager has said, he forbids the players of your team to touch any cup that you might be up for before you actually win it. Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to try and tempt you. Here's Des Lynam with the FA Cup. Here he is with the FA Cup. Come in, Des. There is the FA Cup. It really is. Would you touch it, Andy? No? OK, stay there, Des. What about, excuse me, Michael, what about the League Championship? Go on, touch it. No?
Not just yet.
Well, good luck in both competitions. All right, Andy Cole, there he is. Let's go outside. Thanks for watching TFI Friday. You sure? No? OK, thanks for watching TFI Friday. We'll be back next week. Have a nice night. Have a great weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. The players out. Alison, Elvis Costello, and the attractions.
Oh, it's so funny to be seeing you after so long, girl. The way you look, I understand that you and I are impressed. I heard you left that little friend of mine. Take off your party dress. I'm not gonna get too sentimental like those other sticker Valentines. 'Cause I don't know if you're loving somebody I only know it isn't mine. Allison, I know this world is killing you. Allison, my end is true. Well, see, you got a husband now. And leave your pretty fingers lying in the wedding cake. You used to hold him right in your hand, but it took all that he could take. Sometimes I wish that I could stop you from talking when I hear the silly things that you say. I think somebody better put out the big light, 'cause I can't stand to see you this way. Oh, Allison, I know this world is killing you. Allison, my aim is true. People say I'm a life of the party, 'cause I tell a joke or two. Although I may be laughing loud and hearty, deep inside I'm blue. So take a good look at my face. See my smile looks out of place. If you get closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. And just like Valley Orchard did, I'm gonna keep my sadness hid, but smiling in the public eye. In my lonely room, I cry the tears of a clown. The tears of a clown. No sponge has the power to absorb the shower. What painting and powder couldn't cover. Crime time is over. Crime time is over. It's over, it's over, it's over. It's over, it's over, it's over.
Good night to you.
He was the 24-year-old Harvard computer dropout with a reputation for poor personal hygiene and a desire to be a billionaire.
Bill Gates is special. He's also lucky.
They were the corporate American success story, but he took them for a ride.
IBM made the single worst mistake in the history of enterprise on Earth. I mean, not many of us get a chance to make a $100 billion mistake.
When the nerd met the suits. Triumph of the Nerds, Sunday at 7 on 4.